The Grand Story. In captivity. The warriors of Babylon laid siege, and it was not too long before Jerusalem gave in, surrendered by Jehoiakim. The temple, riches made of gold, was stolen by the victors bold, and from the aristocracy the cream went to captivity. Among the royal hostages, a cut above the averages, 4 lads were found to serve the king. They had to study everything. So Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, Daniel, though servants in a pagan court, did not forget what God had taught. Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, but none could tell what it might mean, which put the king into a rage. He planned to murder every sage. But Daniel went to ask the king for time for true interpreting. Then Daniel and his praying friends discovered what the dream portends. And Daniel sang a song of praise to God, the King of endless days, from whom no secrets can be hid. On royal dreams there is no lid. Then to the king the dream revealed, unlocked the meaning and unsealed. 4 passing kingdoms come and go, till heaven's king rules here below. For empires wax and empires wane, and human monarchs stake their claim. But when God's kingdom, like a stone, strikes at their feet, the empires groan, then fall, and crumble, turn to dust, just like their idols, which they trust. And in their place God's endless rule. Remember this, don't be a fool. But royal pride, like cancer, grows. King Neb defeated all his foes, then built an idol out of gold. But Daniel's friends were very bold. Before this idol they refused to bow. King Neb was not amused. Into the furnace they were thrown, but even there were not alone. Among the flames King Neb could see not 3 but 4 were walking free. He called them out, and with surprise he praised their lack of compromise. No whiff of smoke, no smell of fire, no harm befell them in the pyre. They trusted God, survived the flames, defied the king and his false claims. But royal pride is hard to tame. Nebuchadnezzar dreamed again. A tree grew up to great renown. Then came a call to cut it down. But leave a stump there in the ground. With bronze and iron bind it round, and let the stump be drenched with dew, until he calls on God who's true. Daniel feared to tell the king the meaning that this dream might bring, for Neb himself was that great tree, felled, destined for insanity. A year went by, the king was high on self-addiction, me and my, and did I mention I? Then came the verdict from the sky. Cut him down, the Lord decrees, until he learns who plants the trees. Insanity will haunt his brains. He needs to know that heaven reigns. And so the king became a beast, until from madness was released. And then he praised the Lord Most High, whose name alone we glorify. About a king called Belshazzar there is a story quite bizarre. He held a banquet for his court, forgetting what the Lord had taught, and from the royal treasure pile God's sacred vessels he defiled. With toasts to gods of wood and stone, he sat with pride upon his throne. Then terror struck the festive hall. A hand was writing on the wall, in letters no one could decode. Bad news for sure the message bode. Belshazzar nearly wet his pants, surrounded there by sycophants. But Daniel now was old and grey, and did not care what kings might say. On heaven's scales you have been weighed. Your time has come, so be afraid. Your kingdom will be torn in 2. Your life is now required of you. To Babylon that very night the Persian army came to fight. The city fell, no incident. Belshazzar died without lament. Now Darius the Mede then ruled. He too by royal pride was fooled. O king, be God for 30 days. Let any one who offers praise to any other god be then escorted to the lion's den. Darius was truly flattered, but he forgot what really mattered. He wasn't God, he did not care to know the hearts or answer prayer, but Daniel would not change routine. 3 times a day, a prayer machine. The plotters found him on his knees, regardless of the king's decrees, but Daniel took it in his stride, a man who fell before a pride.